I will be 100% honest with you guys. 5 minutes ago, I forgot I even had a YouTube channel. Am I even live? Oh, there we are. 8 seconds, 9 seconds. All right, we're live. I forgot I had a channel. So we're gonna get rid of one of my sticky notes. I've been pulling a inside the NBA crew, and I've just been keeping sticky notes on everything, but also on potential video reviews or video topics. And by the way, so off schedule today because I was covering the selection show, the NCAA Tournament selection show for both men's and women's soccer. BGSU men and BGSU women are both in the NCAA Tournament for the very first time. And the women play Ole Miss, and if they win, they play USC. The men will beat Monmouth. The Monmouth is terrible, and then the men get a chance to play Pitt. So very exciting times for the non-money sports around Bowling Green State University. Since 1968, still waiting on that NCAA tournament for men's basketball. But hey, volleyball, men's and women's soccer, we'll take it. Marvin Bagley, though, he stinks. Does anything else need to be said? I mean, I honestly have stuff to do today, and I just felt bad that I even forgot that I was doing this thing still. So I just want to get on here and say I'm sorry. But yeah, so Richaun Holmes is hurt. He's out. He's not on the road trip. I think it's a 3-game road trip that Luke Walton came out and said in a press conference that Richaun Holmes would not be joining them for, which was a true disappointment because he's been such a big part of what they've been doing this year. He's the second highest rated player in their team in 2K. He didn't say that, but you know, De'Aaron Fox is an 86 overall. Richaun Holmes is an 82 overall. Like, I mean, just according to the video game, he's already their second best player. And for my money, he is their best player. He's their most important player. To me, De'Aaron Fox is someone that you can find just about anywhere. Has he impacted winning? Hardly. I mean, he's really fast. Like that's one thing that De'Aaron Fox has, is that he's really fast. But that's it. That's it. Like Richaun Holmes is such a versatile player. That's what makes him so invaluable. That's why when you have a guy like Marvin Bagley, the number 2 overall pick, he is not as good as Richaun Holmes. He doesn't do that much. He's just too big to not be dominating around the rim. Like, he's too big. He tries to be a skill guy, have a nice jump shot, this and that. Like, get down low and start dominating with your size. Obviously, Joel Embiid and Wendell Carter, those type of guys, they want to see still take 2, 3, 4 threes a game, which is fine. But if you're Marvin Bagley, you should be concerned about what do I do? Because now Marvin Bagley is in a position where he needs to figure out what is the thing that I do well on an NBA level. Because in college, I was just that much bigger, whatever. Like, I was just dominating guys. But what at the NBA level right now do I do exceptionally well? And once he figures out what he does exceptionally well, I just feel like all my shit's cutting out right now. I've had like 3 or 4 different God, to go back and watch this video will probably already be worthless just because half the shit I've said is already cut out. But anyway. Oh, thanks for popping up and leaving too. That's the second time already. I must suck. But anyway, Marvin Bagley, to me, he's moved out of the way for good. Like, he moved out of the way during that one play where I likened it to the koi pond situation with Jim and Michael in The Office when Richaun Holmes was bodied by Zion Williamson. Whatever. Just read a book. Like, learn how to okay, because you use the internet, you can see a guy dunk on Richaun Holmes and you think like you know how to use the internet. You do. Cool. But if you know anything about basketball, then you would understand that, wow, why was Richaun Holmes left entirely to Richaun Holmes picked him up at the top of the key. Okay. It wasn't like Richaun Holmes met him at the rim and got slammed on. Like, Richaun Holmes was trying to pick up Zion at the top of the key. And obviously there was an offensive foul. That was evident to me. It was an offensive foul. How can you push someone 10 feet and it not be an offensive foul? Well, either way, then where was Marvin Bagley? So what ends up happening is Marvin Bagley got hurt or I think he was out. And in his place, Rashawn Holmes put up twice the numbers Marvin Bagley could ever, and it was just so much more impactful. Now the Kings started losing, but again, that's because Rashawn Holmes is their best player. Like, I don't think De'Aaron Fox is that good. Like, you can find any point guard. I mean, point guards, it's oversaturated in the NBA to me at this point. Like, there's just so many point guards. I mean, like, De'Aaron Fox is just not worth, and they're gonna end up, or if they haven't already, I'm sure they will. They're gonna give De'Aaron Fox so much money, and it's just gonna be completely useless because, like, he's a nice player, but like, I was just looking up Brandon Jennings. Okay. Brandon Jennings scored 50 points in an NBA game. He's 31 years old, and he's long out of the NBA. Long out of the NBA. Like, to me, like, De'Aaron Fox is just a freaking Brandon Jennings until further notice. Like, win some games. Like, you like, so then Rashawn Holmes goes down and they keep losing. They just snapped a 9-game losing streak. And yeah, De'Aaron Fox finally stepped up and helped them win a game. You lost 9 in a row. If you're this good of a point guard, like, your team wouldn't be losing 9 games in a row. But maybe it's just they don't have enough around him. I think Harrison Barnes, I think the ship has sailed on him. Harrison Barnes is what he is. He's a great, my friend Tony and I were just talking about this the other day. He's a great third or fourth option, but with Holmes down, like, is Harrison Barnes their second best player? Tyrese Halliburton's only a rookie. So in my opinion, Marvin Bagley, he's already stepped out of the way. Like, he's like, the script has been written on Marvin Bagley and what you can expect from him probably the rest of his career. To me, he's like a Wendell Carter. Like, maybe on a truly terrible team, he can, like, start putting up numbers and, like, whatever. But come on, Marvin Bagley's trash. Super trash. And so you can add him now. I mean, DeAndre Ayton's going to turn out to be all right. I don't think Rashawn Holmes is in Phoenix long enough to, like, make people realize or start to question or worry about DeAndre Ayton long term, especially when DeAndre Ayton's had other stuff going on, like doing steroids. Like, did this guy fail for steroids? Like, come on. But you can certainly Jahlil Okafor and now Marvin Bagley. Those are 2 guys that were top 3 picks in the NBA draft that legitimately have lost their spot or lost their positioning within an organization when once Rashawn Holmes showed up and started doing what he was doing. I mean, Jahlil Okafor was as expendable as he could be. In Philly, it was a little bit different because there wasn't just Rashawn Holmes, there was Joel Embiid. We get all that. But if you're the Kings, Rashawn Holmes is your starting center of the future. So then again, Marvin Bagley's playing the 4, but I don't like that because then he all gets all into his artillery of Marvin Bagley's and thinks he's gonna start doing this and that, and, like, dude, just get to the basket. You have like a 9-foot wingspan. Just such a waste. But yeah, that's it. Rashawn Holmes is hurt, so we gotta wait for him to come back. But in my opinion, like, the ship has sailed on Marvin Bagley. He's just not any good. He's just not. So there you go. Ripped it in half. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Stuff's really starting to pick up for me professionally, which is a good thing. But I'm still looking forward to providing you guys content and, just hanging out with y'all. So I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.